guys, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new, what is up? My name's Grandma. No, literally, I do feel like a grandmother because my back is killing me. I spasmed up a muscle and I got this hot water bottle on my back just to help like relax and like release the strain in my back. It's so painful. It's been there for like the whole entire day and I'm just like, no, I have to film this video because I don't film this video, it's not gonna go up on time. So please subscribe to my channel because this is like trooping right here. I am really trooping for you guys. No, but for real though, I am so happy to be filming this video because I'm gonna be doing a full face review on Huda Beauty makeup. A lot of the products that I have in front of me I already used in the past, and you know, some of the products, for example the foundation, the faux filter, a lot of people kind of struggle using this foundation, so I kind of wanted to show you guys how I work with this foundation because it is very thick. You know, she has thick foundation and she can go a little bit cakey during the day, but I wanted to show you guys how to work with this foundation and how to make it look less cakey. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into it. First I'm going to be putting on my face is the Nymph Highlighters, and the reason why I'm putting this first on my face is because Huda Beauty uses these as a primer. She says that they blur the skin, and I was like, what do you mean they blur the skin? It's a highlighter. So usually when I think of blurring, I think of a mattifying type of primer, but you know, she claims that these blur out the skin. So I'm interested and fascinated, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put some on. I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty brush. By the way, I got two unwanted friends on my chin and one of them is oozing, but the show must go on. So I'm gonna use the shade Aphrodite. Or I might use this one. I might use Aurora instead. I think I might go a bit darker because my skin doesn't seem like it's gonna match Aphrodite, so let's go with Aurora instead. Okay, first impression, she is freaking huge. She is like almost the size of my face. Look at that. Just gonna use a generous amount because you know I like to be natural. Nikki Tutorials also uses this. Okay, I think I put way too much on my skin there. I failed. Okay, so I just put a little bit on the back of my hand and I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this onto my skin. Ooh. She is bringing the orange out of me. Oh wow. Nikki Tutorial uses this and she uses it as a primer, and I'm hoping this looks good on me just as well as it looks good on her because her skin is just so flawless. It's like a canvas, literally. So far, first impressions, I look freaking crazy. I don't think it's really blurring anything out for me because I got acne scars, so I don't think this would be good for someone who's got acne scars. I feel like if you've got like a little bit of pores or whatever, I feel like it'd be fine for you. Because when I think about blurring, I think about products like Tarte's Clean Slate Primer. Like, that is a blurring primer. They hide your pores. I don't hate this product. I feel like this is a very good product for sure. I just wouldn't personally use this as a primer, and I wouldn't classify this as a blurring primer either because it is a shimmery primer. But I'm not hating on the product though. I'm just saying from my perspective. Like, I love Huda Beauty. I've met her. She's amazing. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever met. She has amazing, strong positivity just coming out of her body. And when I met her, I was like, oh my gosh, she's really in front of me. No, do you know what? I like this product. I personally wouldn't wear this underneath my makeup. But let me just go ahead and put on the foundation. I look so crazy, oh my god. So the foundation shade that I am in is Tres Leches. So that is my foundation shade. I do like the Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation, but she is a thick foundation. She can be a bit of a handful to work on. Cause she's thick. Oh, she is a good foundation. I don't grab her like all the time because she is super duper thick. I would rather wear this during winter time only because it's just so good at holding in place. I wouldn't wear this daily because of the perfumery smell. I also forgot to mention this has got the traditional Huda Beauty smell. It's got that rosy perfumery smell, but it's not as strong compared to the powder and the foundation as well, because those two are like strong. So what I like to do is that I like to shake this foundation So this is what I like to do. So I know a lot of people who wear this foundation, they notice that throughout the day, it kind of cakes up and it kind of builds up around the nose and around the center of the face as well. You know, there could be many reasons why. It could be because your skin just can't handle the Huda Beauty foundation because she is super thick, and sometimes using a sponge is not really ideal to blend it out. You kind of want to blend it out with a flat top head brush, and then once it's blended out, you want to go over with a beauty blender then just to smooth it out just a little bit more and just kind of take away a little bit of the foundation away from the skin, but at the same time pushing the foundation into the skin. That did not make any sense, but I'm gonna try my best to demonstrate it as I go on in this video. I don't know why people watch me. I'm just like the shittest makeup artist ever, I swear. Okay, after shaking her, after about 30 seconds, you want to go ahead and use a flat top head brush. This is the Zoeva 104 brush, and we're just gonna pump her. We're gonna do one pump first. Usually I do like 4 pumps, but no, we're gonna do one pump, and then we're just gonna go ahead and just start on the center of the cheek and then just go downwards. And then you want to make sure, if you have a lot of hair like me, if you're a hairy ass Asian like me, I don't know if there's many hairy Asians out there, but I am so hairy. Like, you know how like a lot of Asian people, they're like hairless, like on their face and everything? Not me. So what you want to do is you want to hold up your hair like that so none of the foundation transfers onto the hair. You kind of just want to blend it downwards onto the neck with a very light hand. And you see how I'm putting most of the foundation on my cheek, not really on the center of my face and on my nose. I'm doing that afterwards because look how much product there is on the brush now. It's pretty much almost gone, but there's still foundation in the brush. And then with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and go over my nose and a little bit more onto the center of my face as well. Now, what I like about the Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation is that you don't necessarily need powder to set it, because once it's set, it is in place. She does not budge, and I will tell you that. I give credit to Huda Beauty for creating this type of foundation, because some people, they need a foundation that literally lasts from 6 AM till midnight, and this is the type of foundation that does last really, really long, but it's just that it's a bit of a technical foundation. So this is how she looks. Oh my god, I've forgotten how amazing this foundation looks on my skin. Oh my god. So this is just one pump, okay? Usually I wear 4. This is 1. That's a massive step down, but look how much pigment there is in the foundation, and look how much it managed to cover like my scarring, corrected my skin color as well. It's definitely covered and blurred out my pores. I feel like this is much better at blurring out my skin rather than the Nymph. I'm so sorry, but I'd rather use this as a highlighter for all over the body, bronze a little bit as well, because this would be a gorgeous color to bronze up the face. You do need to work with this foundation really fast because she does set really quickly. So as soon as you put this on your skin, you want to go ahead and use a damp beauty blender. I love using the blue beauty blender because she is super soft and fluffy, and she just, oh, she's a dream to work with. And then you just want to go ahead and just blend again. And you see this part as well, you want to make sure you kind of do this face and then just like blend. A lot of people who wear this foundation, they tend to get really cakey here, and this is the way to avoid it getting cakey, is blend it as much as you can, and it will set in a way where it won't go cakey, because there's like a thin layer of foundation rather than a thick layer of foundation. I know a lot of people like to wear thick layers of foundation because the feeling is so nice. I get you, girl, but this foundation, the more layers you put on, it actually ends up looking not that good, unfortunately. Like, for example, the Fenty Beauty foundation, I could put 5 layers of that foundation on and it will look fine. As for the Huda Beauty, because she sets so matte, when you put the first layer of this foundation on and it sets and you go in and put a second layer on, it kind of like messes up the formula a little bit. So that's like a reason why it will go cakey. I'm gonna take the hot water bottle off. Oh, that is such a relief. Literally, my back pain is gone because of this hot water bottle. You need to get one, girls. You need one, because when you have period pains, you can just wrap this around your belly and you're good. Moving on, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some concealer because it is much needed. It needs to be highlighted. I really like the Huda Beauty Overachiever concealers. You know, when it first came out, it was definitely like hard for me to play around with because she is, again, she's a thick concealer. You need lots of time to spend on her in order to blend it all out, but it's okay because I don't mind spending a lot of time blending out base products, because I feel like when it comes to foundation and concealer, if it looks flawless, your whole entire makeup looks good. I have 3 concealer shades that I like to use from her, and I like to use the shade Nougat to highlight underneath my eyes. On days where I kind of want to go super highlighted, I use Cotton Candy because she's a little bit more paler and she's a little bit more yellowy neutral undertone. She's more neutral rather than yellow, but she is a cute concealer color if I want to be snatched. Nougat is my go-to color. I love using this color. If you like a similar skin tone to me, this is a fantastic color for our complexion. Yeah, so when she first came out with these concealers, I was like, she's metal. I feel like this is such a good way to apply concealer. It like wakes you up in the morning, and because of the applicator, it smooths out the concealer really nicely as well, and it kind of like distributes the concealer, and you only need a little bit because she's very full coverage, this concealer. I like to drag her all the way into the inner corner of my eyes. Metal thing, this cooling thing is so nice. It's really, really relaxing. It helps depuffs the under eyes. It helps get rid of the dark circles a little bit, especially when you wake up early in the morning, or if you're one of those people that eats a lot of salt and you don't drink enough water. That's, you know, one of the reasons why you have puffiness and dark under eyes. So this is like a really good, unique concealer, and I think a lot of concealers should be like this because it's beneficial for us. Now with this concealer, I'm actually gonna go ahead and blend a little bit using this brush. This is, what is this brush actually? I don't even know. I have Huda Beauty brushes, but I have like over like 200 brushes. Like, I'm not joking. If you follow me for a long time, then you know how many brushes I have. I have so many brushes, to the point where I don't know what brushes where. Like, I put them in any pots, and I tried to find my Huda Beauty brushes, but I honestly cannot find them. So I managed to gather up some brushes that are quite similar to hers. Okay, now that she is blended, I'm gonna go ahead and use a beauty blender and just sort this out. Oh, she's awake. Hello. Now it's time to Tantor, which is a very cool name if you ask me, because for a very long time I always contour using warm undertone browns because I feel like that's what works for me. You put cool tone on a warm tone skin, you're gonna create ashiness, okay? That's how it's gonna work. Unfortunately, cool tone contours, they do not work on complexions like me. So if you are a similar skin tone to me, stay away from grey, very, very grey undertone contours because it's just not gonna work for you. She's got a lot of shades. This one is called Lights. It is the creamiest cream contour that I've ever worked with my whole entire life, and I've played around with a lot of makeup, and I can't wait to put this on top of the Faux Filter foundation because this is so matte and this is really creamy. So I'm interested in how these two are going to work together. I'm going to go ahead and use the shade Medium on me. Now that looks super dark, but it's okay though. She gonna work. I'm going to go ahead and get this Clinique face brush and just tap it in, and then just kind of warm it up on my hand, and I'm just gonna go ahead and apply her on my cheek. Now usually I like to contour underneath my foundation because I feel like it looks way more natural, but I'm just gonna go ahead and just do this on top because this is what Huda Beauty does. She puts this on top of makeup, not underneath makeup, but I do want to one day put this underneath my makeup. Now she is super pigmented, so you want to be careful how much you put on your skin. She looks a little bit scary right now, but once you spend time blending her out, she actually comes out quite nice. Like, look at that, it's getting better as you blend it out more. I feel like the shade Medium is very red undertone, which is something that I do not want to go for. Oh my god, this is tan. She is, hello. Oh no, she's neutral. Yeah, tan in the Huda Beauty Tantor is neutral. So that's not gonna work for me. Let me just use the shade Light. Let's just see how that goes because she's looking a little bit warm for me. I'm gonna play around with lights and see how that goes. Oh, that looks so much better. Oh yeah. Yes. Okay, the shade Medium doesn't look that bad. It just looks a little bit more reddish. But the shade Light, it just suits my skin tone more. So if you're a similar skin tone to me, definitely check out the shade Light. These are so creamy to work with. But I definitely think you do need to set them because they're so creamy. Like, they don't set matte. It kind of just sets like not dewy, but it's just creamy. Like, I can't explain it. So I went ahead and like got a wipe and just took off that contour that did not suit my shade. I thought it would suit me, but it really didn't. And then with the remaining foundation, I just went ahead and just like blended it over. So now I look pretty decent. I'm just gonna go ahead and use the shade Light and use a beauty blender and actually use this to transfer this over. Oh yeah, oh, here she is. Here's my cheekbone. There's nothing worse than wearing the wrong bronzer and contour shade. Like that, there's wearing the wrong foundation shade, but when you wear the wrong contour or bronzer, I feel like you can't save the base makeup. You have to take it off and start again. Like at least with foundation you can fix it with like the right concealer shade. I definitely like to use a sponge to blend this out because I feel like it just goes on so much more quicker and easier. And then again with the remaining foundation that's on this brush, I'm just gonna like chisel my cheeks just a little bit more. Oh, I look so much more skinnier. And there isn't a smell, which surprises me because most Huda Beauty based products there's a slight smell, but this doesn't really smell of anything, which means if you have sensitive skin this should be fine for you, because usually when a product is like very high in fragrance and perfumery, it wouldn't work for sensitive skin. I'm gonna go ahead and set my face using the Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. This is in the shade Banana Bread. I feel like it's the only shade that really works well for my skin, and I can use this to bake, but because the Faux Filter foundation and the Overachiever concealer they set so matte, I feel like I don't need to bake because it's like, look how matte I am, guys. I look like I already got powder on my skin. I'm actually gonna use this powder on my T-zone because that's where I get really oily, and I'm gonna put a little bit on the center of my face because I get super oily there as well. And what that's gonna do is gonna control my oils throughout the whole entire day. Now this is the strongest smelling product that Huda has. I'm just preparing you guys if you've never tried any of her products before. Powder is really fine, which I like, and what I like about it is that there's like a little sieve in there as well, so it honestly comes out very like smoky. It's really cool. I am literally using the tiniest amount of powder because it's powder, even though it's so fine, a little goes a long way, literally. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just put this on the center of my nose, just blend it out underneath my eyes, and then a little bit on the center of my face as well. And literally that's it for me. That's how much powder my skin can handle. A lot of people can handle a lot of powder, but my skin, it just doesn't like a lot of powder. And then I'm gonna put quite a lot, but not that much, of powder underneath my cheekbone just to like chisel her just a little bit. Okay, I really hope Huda Beauty brings out bronzers, because if she brought out bronzers it would go so well with her Tantal collection, because you need a bit of powder to set because that's just so creamy. And I'm really hoping Huda Beauty brings out blushes. She doesn't have blushes. I mean, I know she's got pink highlighters in her highlight collection, but I like a matte blusher. Huda, if you could bring out a matte blusher, I would be so happy, because I love blusher. I feel like it really pulls the look together. It makes your skin look cute as well. For highlighting, I'm going to use the Nymph Highlighter. I'm going to use a brush like this because I feel like this type of highlighter, because it's so liquidy and watery, this would control it. I'm gonna put a little bit on my skin first, just because it's very blinding, okay guys? And I don't think my cheeks are ready for it. Oh my god, she is so cute. Hello. Oh my god, yes, on point. This is the type of highlighter I like to wear on a daily basis. Look at that, look. A highlighter doesn't bring out the over dramatic side of you, then what highlighter are you wearing? I just wanted to zoom you guys in to my skin because I am done with my base and I'm going to move on to the eyes, but I just want you to see what the base products look like up and close and in 1080p. I will shoot in 4K soon once I move into my new flat. As you can see, she is looking cute. She has not caked up, and that is because most of the foundation is here and then I just kind of just dragged it over there. You are having trouble with the Huda Beauty foundation, just make sure you have like a thin layer of foundation around your T-zone and center of your face and you won't get that cakiness. I feel so complete now that my eyebrows are on. Oh, okay, ready for the eyeshadows now. And Huda Beauty, she did not play. I don't don't know any brands that brings out so many eyeshadow palettes and eyeshadow products in their less than 5 years of doing makeup. Apart from Makeup Revolution, they bring out a lot of eyeshadow palettes and Morphe as well, but there's not that many brands that brings out so many eyeshadow palettes and all sorts in such a short amount of time. She has a lot. She has these collections, she has other Obsession palettes as well. She's also got the big juicy palettes, which I am obsessed with because they're so good for traveling. This one is my favorite one. I featured this in my Cosme Tips collaboration because I love this eyeshadow palette so much. I've done so many tutorials using this eyeshadow palette, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and use the Obsession palettes because these two I use so much in my Instagram tutorials. I need to put her away and test out the other products that Huda Beauty has. Let's talk about these products as well. These are the matte and metal shadows. These are interesting. She did not play around when she said that these are the super easiest way to cut a crease. However though, I feel like the glittery side, the metal side, I feel like it could just be done just a little bit more creamier, just a little bit, you know. I feel like the applicator should be a little bit more softer as well. I know these are liquid shadows and I know they don't act as a liner, but I think it would have been nice if it just had just a little bit more creaminess, a little bit more pigment in there as well. Whenever I wear the matte and metals, I wear the mattes because the mattes are actually really bomb, guys. They are so good. But the metal side is it's just missing that extra nudge. Now, because these are liquid shadows, you do need to shake them. So I'm just gonna put her in the crease. Ooh. I'm just gonna blend this out. Now, they are pigmented, which is why I didn't put a lot on, because when you put a lot on, it would just, the shadow will blend all the way up to your eyebrows. It really would. They do set really quickly, so you do need to play around with it quite quickly. That's like probably the only downside of it. I wish there was a little bit more playtime because I love spending time blending out my eyeshadow. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. Pray for me, guys. I really hope this comes out good. Oh Lord! Cute! Look at her. And I didn't put any Fix Plus on my brush as well. Okay, now I'm glad I picked up the blue eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna dip into this cobalt blue. Is that how you say it? Cobalt? Cobalt? I don't know. That shade of blue. And just blend this out just a little bit. So I'm blending more of this side of the eye more than this side. I kind of want to keep this quite precise and quite fierce. This is so pretty. Oh my god, I love it. Yeah, there's a lot of fall, so you got to be careful whenever you play around with Huda Beauty's eyeshadow palette. Let's talk about eyelashes. Okay, so when Huda Beauty first came out with her eyelashes, I remembered I was dying to try them out, but I didn't have much money, and now I have so many Huda Beauty eyelashes thanks to her. And you know what, there's a lot of eyelashes that she has that I really love. And if you got a similar eye shape to me, which is like monolid, small eyes, best eyelashes I recommend would be Jade. Jade eyelashes is just, oh, it just looks so good on the eyes. Okay, so when you get the eyelashes, it comes in this packaging. You want to bend the plastic thingy like this so the eyelash kind of pokes out there, and then you kind of just want to take it out from the center like that. Oh yeah, this would just like prevent the eyelashes from breaking if you like pluck it out straight off the box. And then you want to measure the eyelashes and just see how much you want to cut off, because again, I got small tiny monolid eyes, so I need to cut just a little bit off. I've always cut my eyelashes. There's not been one eyelash that I have bought that I didn't have to cut. So I like to cut this end, not the front, the other end, because the front end is like shorter lashes generally, and that is the part where you do not want to cut off, because if you cut this side off by accident, it's just gonna look really wonky on the eyes. I also forgot to mention that the band, she's a little thick, she's a little stiff. What you want to do is you kind of want to like bend her back and forwards just to like break the band so she's just a little bit more flexible. So Huda Beauty doesn't have an eyeliner, so I'm just going to use the Marc Jacobs liner and just fill in my waterline. And what a difference this makes. Right, let me just show you guys. Look, can you see how much fuller and thicker the lashes look with the eyeliner on the waterline, and this one just looks really like empty. I'm gonna go back using the Precisely pencil brush and just dip into the matte blue shade in this palette and just blend out my lower lash line. Oh yes. I get so happy when my makeup like pulls together, especially when you like come towards the end of the look, because you know, the process is ugly, but then towards the end it's like, oh, I look good after all. We're now gonna go in and do the lips, and I'm so excited because I got the new Huda Beauty Icon collection of the Power Bullets, and the colors are to die for, like anniversary. She is cute. Let me just take out the package because the lighting is not helping. Oh my god. First of all, the Power Bullets, I love them. They are so creamy. They are so bougie as well. When you feel them, they feel quite, you know, expensive. And when you take it out, look, she still goes with the theme with the lid, ombre, and she is so cute. I don't have to say this word, so excuse me. Rendezvous? Rendezvous. Rendezvous. I don't know what I'm saying, but this shade is much more pinkier. I'm gonna go for this one. Actually, I'm gonna go for both of them because I'm just that type of girl. Yeah, that is a bit too pink, so I'm just gonna calm it down with this shade, Anniversary. And last but not least, hello. So there's a lot of people who told me that this setting spray smells so strong. I have been dying to put this on my face because it's been on my desk for like over a week now, and I'm just like, I need to put this on my face. And shaking her, she feels super liquidy. She is an aerosol. She is waterproof as well, which is really nice because I cannot tell you how many times I walked out of my house and it rains. Okay, I live in England, and England is the most rainiest, gloomiest country, so I'm really glad that Huda Beauty came out with a product that is waterproof. However, the smell is apparently really, really in your face, so I'm just gonna spray her. Oh, okay, so the smell is really strong, a little bit too strong, and I didn't even put it on my face. Oh, it feels a bit like hairspray because some of the spray just kind of went on my arms. Oh wow. What I do like is that when you spray it, it's like one whole pump instead of an aerosol where you spray down and shitload of stuff just come out. So I'm just gonna like spray this far away from my face. This is what I like to do. I spray and then just like put my head towards the mist so I don't waste any mist. Yeah, I can understand why a lot of people don't like this because the smell is extremely strong. It literally smells like perfume, like spraying a Givenchy perfume on your face. It's like that. It is so strong. Oh my god. Who remembers back in the day, I'm talking way back, setting spray was a thing. Dancers and people who, you know, used to perform would use hairspray to hold in their makeup. Like, who remembers that? I don't know if it's like a British thing because I know a lot of British people did it back in the day. Nowadays, people just use setting sprays, and a lot of like foundations these days and concealers and powders, they stay on the skin so much more longer. This just brings back so many memories of like back in the day when people used to use hairspray to set the makeup, because this is what it feels like. That is the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for sitting through this long ass review video and watching me mess up most of the time. I hope this video somehow helped you guys out. I really do hope it did. If you are new, I would much appreciate it if you guys subscribe and click that bell button. That way you guys never miss a video from me. I am going to try my best to upload as much as I can. I've got some really big news to share with you guys. Nathan is going to be officially working for me full time, literally starting from next week. So we're going to be doing so much more YouTube videos. It's that time where I actually need someone to help me edit regularly. So make sure you subscribe because it would just mean a lot to us. And you know, we're only relying on Instagram and YouTube to like finance us and help us live and pay the bills. I do have another brand that I really want to test out. I hope I see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to check out my other videos as well. I love you guys so much. Mwah. Bye!